Hello everyone. Today we're gonna learn chapter 4, two-dimensional motion. As we had learned in chapter 3, in one-dimensional motion, we learned about the linear motion equation. There are five linear motion equations, such as first, v equals to u plus at. Second, v square equals to u square plus 2as. The third is s equals to ut plus half at square. Next is s equals to vt minus half at square. And finally is s equals to half u plus vt. Okay, in this chapter, in two-dimensional motion, we also will learn this linear motion, but more complicated. Okay, let's see. Okay, in two-dimensional motion, there are horizontal component as the x-axis and the vertical component as the y-axis. As you can see here, the equations are the same, but the only difference is in y-axis, you just add y beside the alphabet. For example, vy equals to uy plus ayt, and so on. Okay, but besides in horizontal component, it is different because ax equals to 0, because velocity is constant in x-axis. So the acceleration in x-axis is 0. So we just use vx equals to ux. The second one is sx equals to uxt. Okay. Besides knowing the linear motion equation, we also need to understand about the graph. Okay, now, here are the y-axis and here is the x-axis. Okay, imagine there is a ball will be kicked up. Okay, and it will touch down the ground. Okay, now we level 1, 2 and 3. Okay, we use different color for us to further understand it. Okay, firstly, at the first step, we need to know if it is given the angle. Here's other angle. Okay, so here are the x-axis, here is the y-axis. As you guys know, ux equals to u cos theta. U is the initial velocity, cos theta is the angle. Okay, same goes to y. uy equals to u sin theta. Okay, done with the first step. Okay, the next one is the second step. The second step, what you need to know is the highest height is called sy. Okay, sy. At this second step, vy equals to 0. Vy equals to 0. Sy is the highest height of the ball. Okay. The next step is all you need to know is when it touch the ground. When it touch the ground, ax equals to 0. And this is all you need to know. Okay. The next one is the last one. All you need to know beside SY, there is SX. The SX is situated between the initial and the final position. Okay, here are the SX.
A few moments later.
Okay, now we're gonna answer a question to increase our understanding in this topic. Okay, as you can see, okay, the first question is: a projectile is fired with a horizontal velocity of 330 meter per second from the top of a cliff 80 meter high. Okay, from here you know that U equals to 330 meter per second. Okay, and the SY equals to 80 meter. Sorry, this is UX. Okay, UX equals to 330 meter per second. SY equals to 80 meter. Okay, this is the information what we get from the statement. Okay. A. How long will it take for the projectile to strike the level ground at the base of the cliff? How long? How long means time. Okay. Time for the a projectile to take for the projectile to strike the level ground at the base of the cliff. Okay. The second one, the B. The second one is how far the foot of the cliff will it strike. How far means that it is SX. Okay. Okay. Before we start to answer the question, we need to draw the diagram first. Okay. Okay, a projectile is fired with a horizontal velocity of 330 meter per second from the top of a cliff 80 meter high. Okay, imagine this is the cliff with 80 meter high. 80 meter high. So this is SY. SY equals to 80 meter. Okay, a projectile is fired. Okay, imagine there is a gun. There's a gun. Wow, so cute. Okay, this is my gun. Okay, a projectile is fired. Okay, imagine this is the ball, the bullet or whatsoever. Okay, so cute. Okay, the UX is equals to 330 meter per second. Okay, now we have labeled all the information that is given by the question. Now we're gonna answer the first question, that is how long will it take for the projectile to strike the level ground at the base of the cliff. Okay, the question wants the time. As we all know, based on a linear motion equation, okay, vertical component y-axis, okay, because it travels down from the cliff. Okay, so we can, as it's given the SY, okay, UY was not given the initial velocity in the y-axis, and we all know AY equals to negative 9.81 meter per second square. Okay, so we can use this either this or this equation. Okay, I want to use this equation. Now SY equals to UYT plus half AYT squared. Okay, we just key in the information given to the equation. So SY equals to 80 equals to UY is 0 time plus bracket 1/2 AY is negative 9.81 t square. Okay, so 80 equals to 0 plus 1/2 negative 9.81 t square. Okay, now as we can see, we can finish it, we can solve it, but remember there is some error because the bullet travel from the highest height to the ground. Okay, so the height, the sy must be negative, so sy equals to negative 80 meter. Okay, so now this is my correction. This is negative 80, so negative 80 equals to negative 4.905 t square. T square equals to 16.3 seconds. T equals to 4.04 seconds. Okay, we successful getting the time taken for the projectile to strike the level ground at the base of the cliff. Okay, we proceed with the second question. B. How far the foot of the cliff will it strike? How far means the SX. The SX. How far from the cliff is SX equals to. Okay, so we can use, based on the linear motion equation, we can use Sx equals to uxt. Okay, Sx equals to uxt. As based on the question given, the question gives ux equals to 330 meter per second. So we just sort in the equation. So Sx equals to 330. The time taken we had get before 4.04 seconds. So Sx equals to 1332.3 meter. Okay.
Okay, so we're moving to the next question. A ball is launched with a velocity 20 meter per second at an angle 60 degree with a horizontal at a point A. Calculate the maximum height, time of flight, and the horizontal range R. Okay, so before we go further to this question, first we need to identify what is the information given by the diagram. Okay, so first of all, we can identify ux, uy, and also vy. So we already know the formula for ux is u cos theta. So now u is 20. We want to find the x, right? The x1, so it is cos theta is the degree 60. So it is equal 10. And the same thing also for uy. It's 20. We use sin for uy. And 60 equals to 17.32. Okay, so for vy is the maximum height. I mean the highest ball could reach. So in this part, vy will equal to 0. It will always be 0. Okay, so now we can go further to the question, the maximum height. So right now we want to find SY. So look at the formula. We already have UX, UY, and VY. So let's find a formula that suits our equation. Okay? So this equation is suitable with our question because it has UY and VY. And right now we just copy back the equation. Okay, so Vy is 0 square, Uy is 17.32 square plus 2, Ay equals to negative 9.81 because this is gravity and Sy. So just calculate all of this in calculator. I will make it faster. So we can find Sy is 15.3 meters. Okay, for the next question is the time of flight. It means you want to know from the starting point until the end point what the time has taken. Okay. For this, we will use this formula, this one. But t here, we will only know from the starting point to in the middle. So after we use this equation, we will got t, right? After we will got t, we will just times it with 2 so that we can know all the time has taken by the ball to reach the end point. Okay. So let's just copy the equation. Plus a t. Okay, so Vy equals to 0, Uy is 17.32 plus negative 9.81 t. And calculate all of this in calculator and we will get t equals to 1.77. So t here is only on the starting point until the middle. So if you want to know the whole time has taken by the ball to reach the end, you just time it with 2. So we got the answer is 3.5 seconds. C, the horizontal reach. This is an easy question. We just take this equation because Sx means to horizontal reach. So just copy the equation. Ux is 10 times with t, sorry, 3.5. So we got 35 here for the horizontal reach.
3,000 years later.
A marble traveling at 1 meter per second roll off the edge of a level table. If it hits the floor 0.3 meter away from the spot directly below the edge of the table, how high is the table? The initial velocity is 1 meter per second and the distance when the marble hit the floor is 0.3 meter. So we must draw a picture from the information given. So first, .3 meter and the marble this is SY, the height of table that we don't know. Okay, we must find the time using a formula Sx equal to Uxt. S is a distance, U is initial velocity, T is time. So the distance is 0.3 meter, equal to initial velocity is 1 meter per second, and the time that we don't know. So when we divide it, the times will equal to 0.3 seconds. Is the height of the table. So Uy is 0, T is 0.3, 0.3 plus 1 over 2. A, we must change it into a gravity value, so negative 9.81. T is 0.3 square. So when we calculate, we will get Sy equal to negative 0.44 meter. So because this is a distance, so we must use a positive value. So the final answer is Sy equal to 0.44 meter. This is the final answer for the height of table. Height of table.
A golf ball leaves the golf club at an angle of 60 degrees above the horizontal with a velocity of 30 meters per second. First question, how high does it go? Second question, determine how far away it hits the ground by assuming a level fairway. So, first step, we must list out the information given by drawing a diagram. We know we draw the y-axis and x-axis with angle 60 degree. As stated, velocity is 30 meters per second, known as u. So after that, u divided into 2, which is y-axis and x-axis. We list out ux is 30 cos 60, we get 15 meter per second. For the uy, we get 30 sin 60 and we get 25.9 meter per second. Okay, for the first question, how high does it goes? The question wants to know how far the golf ball goes. So how far means the distance, so we need to use distance formula. Since the distance happen in y-axis, we must use Sy equals to uyt plus 1 over 2 ayt squared. So based on the information, we know that the time information does not given. So before we completed the formula, we need to find the time. The velocity is 0 because it means high maximum velocity maximum. So we move the value of uy to the left side, so it will be negative, equals to negative 9.81 t. So move the value of negative 9.81 to the left, so it divided with negative 25.9 divided negative 9.81, so it will get the value of t, which is 2.65 seconds. Then when we get the time, we complete the distance formula. Uy, we take the uy value, which is 25.9 multiplied by 2.65 plus 1 over 2 A, we fill with the value of gravity, which is negative 0.81 times with T 2.65 squared. So when we calculate in a calculator, then we get 34.4 meter. This is the distance, how high the ball goes. So the distance between initial and final we know as Sx. So the formula that we use is Sx equals to Uxt. So Ux, we take the information based on this. So 15 times time, which is 2.65, then we get 39.75. The times that we calculate here is for the maximum velocity maximum, which is the time just until here. The question, we want to know the from initial to final, so we need to find the complete time. So based on that, we calculate here, we times with 2, we can get 79.5 meter. So this is how far the distance between initial to final.